So I would do the same thing for each of the standard pages. I would come back to my dashboard. And under my dashboard, I'd go to Pages, and I'd click Add New. And here I would say Standard S. And I think there was a Standard S that was a draft. I'll delete that. Under the Standard S, the first thing you'll want to make sure that you have is the actual language that's from the state. And so to do that, you can find that. We've provided in the past an address for a blog that's http://spurescert.wordpress.com. Make sure that you go to that. I'll just go to that right now just so that we can make sure that's something that's included in this video. So I'm going to make a new tab here. So it's spurescert.wordpress.com. And underneath that, you will find, if you click on each of the standards, you'll find the description from the state. You can just copy that information, go back to your blog, and paste it. Okay? And that gives you the beginning part. Now, what you need to also include for this particular assignment to make sure that you've completed the checklist, if we go back to our checklist, for each of the standard pages, you need to have the exact wording of the standard. That's what we've done by copying and pasting from it. And then we need an interpretation in your own words. This doesn't have to be long. It can be a couple of sentences. What you're starting here is the beginning of an essay that you'll write that you will be assessed on at the completion of your portfolio. So at the beginning, you're reading through the standard. I'm going to take a look at what it says on Standard S. And I'm going to read through this, knowledge of subject matter and curriculum goals. I'm going to read through that, and then I'm just going to write a few sentences right here. Okay, that explain in my own words what my understanding is of these standards. And like I said, at the end of the process, when you're finished with your program, you'll be able to go back and write an essay that demonstrates your competency, your understanding of this particular standard. And so here we are getting started on this. And so I'll just publish from here. And WordPress has a proofread feature that you can implement if you haven't already done that, or if you don't want it, you can cancel it. But it will give you some suggestions on your writing. I'm just going to go ahead and click OK and let it go through as is, but it would have possibly underlined some typos or some grammatical recommendations for me. So once I've done that, I can go back to my blog now. We can now see that we have a home page, an about page about the portfolio, Standard S, and so we just need to complete the other standards and write statements about each of those, and we'd be finished there. And I'll let you do that on your own. So ST, L, and P, for each of those, you're going to create a page, copy what the state says, and write a statement or two about your understanding. Now, Dr. Gritter has, just quickly in her own words, she's given an example of what you might do. So in this Word document, I'm not sure she's going to pass this out or anything. I'm not going to show you the whole thing, But what she did was, for her, in a way, for her to reflect on each of these and to put it in a format where she could come back and edit this at any time. She just created a table where she put each of the standards and the criteria for each standard, and then she wrote her own words for each criteria and listed those down. And it's made it a way where she could, in a couple of sentences, quickly explain in her own words what she thought each of them meant. And then this is a document she can copy and paste from into the portfolio, as well as something that later on she could come back and look at and continue to refine and edit as she begins to piece together those essays that are what we call meta-reflections that are assessed at the end of the program.